Hey, what's up, Scene 4D? This is the video I made for you. I might also release this for some other people. I tried to record it already, but my voice wouldn't record. So I'm just going to show you that what I currently have set up pretty much works for damage. The wolf here can actually damage me, and you'll see that after a while I stop moving and I'm dead, and then I respawn back at my spawn point. So that's the damage. There's also just a quick little, I could give you just like, pathfinding and stuff, but I didn't want to bake the nav mesh on this terrain that I already have because it would take too long. So for now you're just going to have to accept that. I think that I see you guys as your enemy moving in your game. And I already helped you out with the movement, so I won't help you on that. If you guys want some help on the movement, or you want some more help on the movement, I can make a video on that. So I just didn't have the time to bake the nav mesh right now. So anyways, on to that. So what we have here is my AI. This is all basically my movement and the damage so that I can kill the wolf itself. So this is pointless, irrelevant. What we're working on is this script right here. Now, character attack is my basic damaging script. It's not very basic. I added a couple of new little things in, but what we're going to basically focus on is this little line right here, and this line right here, the damage handler. So you'll see that the damage handler player can already assign damage. So now what we have to do is I'm going to remove this quick from here and add a component called test damage. Now I made this earlier in my other video and I'm just going to go over what it does quickly here. So we're going to start the first line. It assigns a damage handler called damage, then a float called damage, and then a timer float. Now on the trigger enter, this area right here is a trigger. We're going to actually make it smaller and then pull it back a bit. And there we go. So now this is a sphere of damage influence. So now if we go like this, edit script, it'll figure out if the game object is a player. So that's the tag on the player, and you'll see that if you assign the tag player, it'll find you. Now if we go back into that script, it'll assign the damage to the VP damage handler that we have on our player, which is this thing, which comes with UFPS, which I see that most of you have, and if you don't have, it's a good starter. I mean, it's really nice for making your games and speeds it up so much. I actually use it. I started with my own game, and it just adds so many scripts that would take so long to write into the game already, and it's definitely worth $10 if you want to speed up your game process. Anyways, alright, so it assigns that. A timer just to basically stop it from murdering you instantly, basically. And then this one is where it does the actual damage. So while you're in it, so on trigger stay, so this is while the time you're staying, this is on trigger enter when you first get in. So on trigger stay, if your collider.gameObject.tag equals player and the timer is less than time.time, right here you can see that it says timer equals time.time plus 0.5, so every half a second it's less than it, and it damages the player and resets the timer. So now that we have this, we're going to test it again. Walk up to the wolf, and you'll see that in a little bit. Ooh, how long has it taken? Oh, I'm not taking damage. That's strange. Oh, the damage is set at 0. That's why. Let's set the damage at 1. And then let's set the simple player's max health at 5. So we have a basic reference to go off. So watch the current health. Let's run back up to it again, test it one more time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, dead, not moving. 3 seconds, and respawn. Boom, back here. So That's basically a quick damage script. Now what I'm going to show you how to do is also write a health script to go along with it. This is if you don't have the player damage handler. So we're going to remove this component and add another component. So take into consideration that what I'm going to do is just all, I don't know, basic coding that you should know how to do in advance. So this is fairly simple, so we're going to do health. There we go, test_health. And right away, we're going to wait for it to load so it's defining it. Right away we're going to edit the script and define a couple variables. So obviously we're going to need health, so public float max health. I need that. Public float so we can keep track of it. Current health. And then private float timer. Oh, actually we don't need a timer. I think we need private bool dead. Yeah, we do need a timer. Private timer, no, float, sorry. I'm tired. Timer. And then one more would be private vector3 spawn. Alright, so with five variables we're going to be able to do a pretty complex script. So on start we're going to define spawn as our transform dot position. So wherever you put the player, that's where they'll respawn at. Now on update we're going to say if current health is less than 0, then dead equals true. We're also going to do this only if dead, so end, which basically means also. So if current health is less than 0 and dead equals false, oh my gosh. Dead equals true. We're going to say that basically this is where you define what happens when a player dies, so like they'll stop moving. So what we can put in is we'll say debug.log dead. Yeah, and then under timer we'll say timer equals time dot time plus 5. That's a good delay. There we go. I think that's all we need. We define the max health at the beginning. Oh, so we also got to do this. Current health equals max health, just to make sure, right away. So now, we're also going to do an else if of this. So we're going to say that current health has to equal 0 at all times, basically. So else if current health, so this is if dead equals true, basically. Current health is less than 0. All we're going to want to do is then just make sure that current health equals 0. So you don't want our health to be negative. Now, from this point, we can also do if dead equals true, or equals. That's, yeah, unity. Alright, so if dead equals true, we can say, we already debug.log dead, so then we'll do, so if dead is true, and if, so I'm going to do this later so that if dead equals true, you can continue, right here you can continue to like stop player movement or carry out of the script, or maybe even an animation of the player falling over. So if, let's say, timer is less than time.time, then current health, we'll say dead equals false, current health equals max health, oh not matrix, max health, we'll What is going on? Oh, here we go. Dead equals false, current health equals max health. Also, transform dot position equals spawn. So basically, once they've died, it debugs that they're dead. We're going to do debug dot log respawn, and now we're going to write another void. So outside update, I'm going to do public void damage, and then along with damage we're going to do float damage. Now you'll see why we need to define it this way later on. So now from here, what we do is this. Current health equals damage, current health minus damage. There we go. And that's all that needs to be. And then we're going to go over to our test damage script and just change a couple of variables. So instead of damage handler here, you would put test underscore health, and instead of damage handler here, you would put test underscore health. And then right here, you'll see that test health damage dot damage, which is our void, damages them by this much. So you'll see that I wrote this all so that it worked out with this script. And let's just see how that works. And oh, I don't have any health right now, so I'm going to have to reset that to 5 and then just make sure that it works. Should be working already, but I might have to switch some things around, I guess. Oh, where did our wolf go? There it is. Alright, so I'm in the little attacks. Yep, health is going down and dead. Debug.log dead, wait 5 seconds. And we respawn, and there we go. We go down to the console, and it says respawn. So that's all we wanted. This nav mesh is all pointless. Don't worry about it. It's to do with this guy doesn't have a nav mesh to run around on. So because there's no navigation, and that's why he's not able to chase the character currently. But yeah, that's a basic quick damage script. I hope you understand everything that's going on. I'm going to include the test damage in the description of this video. Since you already have UFPS, I think you know how to do like the shooting and everything for that. If you don't, basically just assign a hitbox to them, and then on the character that you want to take damage, just assign a damage handler, and then it'll do the rest. You can choose if it respawns, how long it takes to respawn, stuff like that. You can set where they respawn also in the script. There's a way to do that. I'm not going to do that right now. It'd take too much time. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope it was informative. And yep.